as someone whose parents weren't into politics and someone who's never voted in their life, I just started really trying to understand the different type of parties and stuff. And everything that I've been combating people on hasn't had anything to do with my political view. It's just had to come down to morals and beliefs that were instilled in me since I was younger. And it's starting to look like I'm a conservative. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because I don't really know what a conservative is, but it just seems like these things align with my views and values as I was taught growing up, not because I'm just like, this is what I believe. I was taught these things growing up. So for me, it just feels like common sense. So the common sense thing is that I would be a conservative, but I don't want to just jump the gun just yet. So if there's anybody that kind of has a little bit of information on that, please feel free to let me know.
I truly believe that joining the conservative movement is one of the most liberating decisions you can ever make. You just become happier, you stop caring for people's opinions, you don't get easily offended, and the people here are so diverse and accepting, and it's hard to see the diversity unless you venture out to look for it because the media hides it so well. I left the left because you couldn't disagree or break the mold without being labeled hateful or racist or sexist, homophobic. Like, it was so tiring. On the right, you can disagree and have open discussion and move past things even if you disagree because people are mentally stable and don't think the world revolves around them. And that was one of the biggest things that irked me on the left. The list goes on of the benefits. People are more faithful here. You're smarter. You're prettier. Like, I would rather go deaf and blind for the rest of my life than ever vote blue again. And I am so serious. Yeah, thank you.
If you thought I was exaggerating about Newsom's bill to silence us on social media, this is X's global government affairs account, and they're urging Gavin Newsom to do the right thing by vetoing California SB 771, the bill that holds social media platforms liable for penalties if their algorithms facilitate hateful content. I would guarantee you that Newsom thinks me calling him out for letting 12 senior citizens burn alive in Pacific Palisades, I would guarantee him and his social media team would consider that hateful content. So we got to call Newsom's office, everybody, and just tell them if he's down with free speech like he's been saying every interview possible. You know who should also speak up about this bill is Jimmy Kimmel, because he's Mr. Free Speech right now. Jimmy, why don't you tell Newsom, hey, you want to have your social media accounts not be penalized and potentially taken down. So I would think this is a priority for all the 400 plus celebrities that were fighting for free speech last week, and all the people boycotting Disney and ABC. Well, maybe you should boycott Newsom's SB 771 if we care about free speech, because you know what's more important than Jimmy Kimmel's show on ABC? Your phone and being able to get information on social media apps. So if there's one thing we've all learned after the pandemic, and which is clear from the lawsuits that just came out with Jim Jordan's investigation, that YouTube and Zuckerberg already said that, you know, the Biden administration made him delete anything they asked. You know they'll do that. So you don't think Newsom in California, if they get this bill through, aren't going to delete all your accounts because they're going to penalize these companies up to $1 million? You think they're going to be like, oh, let me pay that $1 million fine so Spencer can keep talking about the 12 senior citizens Newsom's dead brush at his state park caused burn alive.
As your governor, I promise you, whatever challenges come our way, I will always lead the California way.
You
Literally insane.
I say that's the California way.
guys are really awesome. Thank you so much.
Based on compassion,
I mean, if we're going to be realistic, they pay you to be homeless here.
common sense.
Clean and sober is one of the biggest damn mistakes this country's ever made. We all need to self-medicate periodically.
Telling the truth. Telling the truth. Treasuring our diversity.
Use the fist to hit my...
Telling the truth. Following science. Protecting our planet.
Love like yours will surely come my way.
Gavin Newsom, courage through crisis.
Last year, when I was covering you on the campaign trail, you told Joe Rogan that the difference between Harris and Trump is that they're not. Trump is not trying to censor his fellow Americans. Wondering if you can square your fervent belief in free speech with what's going on now with Jimmy Kimmel and the FCC pressuring. I'd love to hear your thoughts on both of those.
Well, look, on the free speech conversation, I'm pretty sure that Jimmy Kimmel was back on the air last night. And to the extent that he's not back on the air, it's because he's not funny and has terrible ratings. This is not... I want to answer your question in good faith. What people will say is, well, you know, didn't the FCC commissioner put a tweet out that said something bad? Well, compare that, the FCC commissioner making a joke on social media. What is the government action that the Trump administration has engaged in to kick Jimmy Kimmel or anybody else off the air? Zero. What government pressure have we brought to bear to tell people that they're not allowed to speak their mind? Zero. We believe in free speech in the Trump administration. We are fighting every single day to protect.
I find it absolutely hilarious that they're trying to make the Trump administration seem like they're censoring free speech. Do you not remember who was just president, who was just in office, where they were literally censoring everybody, whether you were on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter? I mean, even President Trump had his account banned. I find it absolutely comical that now people are worried about free speech. It's the hypocrisy for me. Anyway, don't you just love knowing that JD Vance is gonna be your next president? Sound off in the comments below. And as always, love you guys. Peace.
How much?
Yo, what's up? We don't do no fucking camera. Fuck the fucking camera.
Hey.
Keep fucking pushing.
Hey.
You heard? Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Hey. Back off.
I said, fuck you with your camera. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Who the fuck you work for? Bitch ass nigga. Who the fuck you work for? Bitch, who you work for? Fuck you, nigga.
You're in public.
Get the fuck out of here. Yo, listen, you gonna get the fuck out of here.
Back up.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You gonna get fucked up. I'm telling you, bro.
Wait, back up.
Fucked up over here.
Back up. Back up.
Get the fuck out of here. That's what y'all do, snitch ass motherfucker. Look at yourself in there.
Hey.
Take that shit somewhere else.
Hey. Why are you mad at me?
Keep it pushing.
Why are you mad at me?
Take it over there somewhere else.
I am.
Yeah, you work for the fucking, who you work for?
By myself.
All right, get out of here.
Look, I just bought some Rolex.
That's right.
I just bought a Rolex.
You with the Rolex.
It's a fake one. It's a fake one.
It's a fake one. Go to the fucking store and get the real one. Get the fuck out of here with your cameras. Snitch ass motherfuckers. But what the fuck is y'all here for? This is how the fuck we eat. That's how the fuck we eat. So get the fuck out of here.
I'm leaving.
So get the fuck out of here.
Where you come from?
You get the fuck out of here. I come from your mother, bitch.
Really?
You, bitch.
No, you didn't.
Fuck out of here.
Why are you mad at us? We can be here on the street. This is public street.
Yo,
we have the First Amendment.
Here, this our block, you bitch ass nigga. Get the fuck
This is your block?
Yeah, motherfucker. So somebody stand this motherfucker and take the camera away.
I can be here. I don't have anything to be worried about because I'm not doing anything illegally. You see what happens? People come in from other countries illegally. They get mad at you on the streets of the United States. Then they shouldn't be doing stuff illegally. Then they shouldn't be doing stuff illegally.
That's not your fucking business what you do legally.
Hey. Hey.
I will smash this bitch.
Hey.
And you won't fucking look.
Hey. All right, we're out. See what happens? That's the problem. Is you just can't let this go on. People need to start standing on business. These people are selling illegally on the streets of New York City. Cameraman just got punched in the face. Took one for the team. He just took one cold right there. They're selling marijuana illegally. That's why they're mad. Thing is, these people don't have papers. You guys heard it there. He said this is his block. It's not his block. He's here illegally. He doesn't even have papers to be here.
If you are a corrupt politician out there, if you are engaged in behavior, you know what you're doing, we're going to find you. I promise. No one is going to get off. The days of selecting and putting your partisan bias on and taking care of your friends, those days are over. You know what, Sean? I don't have any friends. I don't want any friends. Well, maybe outside of you and a couple of, I don't care. I didn't come here for the money. I didn't come here to make, I know.
No, you didn't go there for the money. I can tell people that for sure. No, I didn't come here to make friends.
I don't give a damn about friends. I don't have any friends. I don't want any friends. I got my wife, I got you, and I got a small crew of people. So I don't need any friends. But if you're
you want a friend in D.C., get a dog.
We're coming for you.
That'll help.
Yeah, exactly. You want a friend in D.C., right? Go get a Labradoodle like I have, because there are no friends in D.C. You've been doing this, 30 years? There are no friends here.
Jasmine Crockett is on the losing side in this. If she wants to argue with Trump about different things, rebate checks are not the thing to argue with Trump about. So this woman actually went on TV talking about how she is against Donald Trump potentially giving $5,000 rebate checks to every American family. She even went on to say, what is $5,000 going to do for you? I don't know what $5,000 is supposed to do for you. And then she went on to say that we're not in the business of giving out money. So you mean to tell me that the American taxpayer dollar can be sent to countries and organizations and people all over the world without our consent? But when it comes to Americans actually receiving a small fraction of those taxpayer dollars back in the forms of a $5,000 rebate check, your response is, we're not in the business of giving out money. People in your district elected you to serve their interests. You're not in the business of giving money back to them and helping put money back in their pocket, but you are in the business of funding migrants, staying in luxury hotels in New York City. You are in the business of making sure that our tax dollars go to different countries all over the world so we can fund transgender sex change operations. You're okay with that. But when asked about a rebate check, a small rebate check of $5,000, you say, we're not in the business of handing out money.
Jasmine Crockett recently.
Jasmine Crockett. Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late, great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one, because she shouldn't even be in the crowd. So I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson, between her and Ilhan Omar and the group. You know, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back, and he said, "I don't want her." Okay, what else? Go ahead. Let's hear what Crockett said. Go ahead.
She compared ICE raids to slave patrol. I want to ask you.
To slave?
To slave patrol. I want to ask you if you think that there should be consequences for members of Congress who make these types of comparisons or use this language.
Well, I think she's gone over the line, and I think a lot of the people. Look, the Democrats have become radical left lunatics. They have policies that nobody's going to buy. And, I see what's going on in New York. We're going to have perhaps a communist mayor, because it's split up. You know, if the people would get together and have one candidate, they'd have, I think, a pretty good chance. But it looks like maybe they're not going to do that. But we're going to end up with a communist mayor. It's not even believable, my beautiful New York. When I left New York to become president, it was a great place. But it was the beginning of bad things, because we had de Blasio had just started as mayor, and I said, this guy's this guy's a real nut job. Went to Harvard to teach management. Can you believe it? He went to Harvard to teach city management, along with the mayor of Chicago, who went to Harvard to teach. The two of them are teaching how to manage a city manage it into hell, is what they do. But that was the beginning, and now we're going to go a step further. Now we're going with the communists. Can I be honest? I think it's the greatest thing to ever happen to the Republican Party. I really do. I think if a communist takes over New York City, I think that's a gift to the Republican Party. It's sad for New York, but it's a gift. And New York will recover, because sometimes you need a shock like that to straighten you out. But it's politically, it's probably a very good thing.
Well, I just talked to very high-level sources inside the White House, and they have confirmed to me that indeed the new prosecutor they've put in Virginia, because the last one was a deep stater, is set to indict Comey, Letitia James, and others. And you can guess who those people are. Now, the indictments you'll see within the next 5 days are Letitia James and the disgraced FBI Director James Comey. But then soon after, they already have the grand juries. They've already come back with the indictments. Brennan, Clapper, and of course, Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton. When this happens, the rats inside the globalist system are going to run from a sinking ship like never before. They thought they're invincible. They thought they're above the law. They thought they just had free reign, and you're about to see they don't. They tried to kill Trump twice. They've had a reign of terror against this country. They killed Charlie Kirk. The gloves are off. And I'm told that Kash Patel's actually great, Bongino's great, and that the issue is Pam Bondi. But if Pam Bondi doesn't do her job, she is goodbye. As I said 4 months ago, she's got 6 months. That was what she was given, because the evidence is just open and shut on all this. The globalists wanted a war, they got one, but now is when they're going to launch false flags. Now is when they're going to pull all sorts of shenanigans, because they know the jig's up. And they're not laughing now. God bless President Trump. God bless the United States of America.
Well, first of all, in California, it's a big mistake to go and to dismantle and to basically kind of get rid of the Independent Redistricting Commission under the auspices of we got to have more power than the Republicans. And we got to fight Trump. Because, yes, they are fixing the elections in Texas. But that does not mean that California should fix the elections because of that. Two wrongs don't make a right.
You don't buy what Governor Newsom's saying?
Of course not. Look, I've sat there in Sacramento. I've listened to the politicians for 7 years. They are not interested in giving any power to the people. The only interest that they have is to take power away from the people and grab it themselves. So this gives them a great opportunity by saying, oh, we have to fight Trump. Let's go and get rid of our democratic principles. Imagine, to fight for democracy and to get rid of your democratic principles. It doesn't make any sense.
In addiction, #1 in gas prices, #1 in income tax, #1 in gas tax, #1 in retail theft, #1 in businesses leaving, #1 in people fleeing the state, and #1 in regulations that strangle the middle class. Yes, Gavin, it's a good thing that the Olympics are coming to California, because you get the gold medal for failure. See, Gavin's out here literally copying everything the president does, and it comes off so cringe. Let's not forget, this is the same guy who fought fire with fire. Literally, because he had no water in his fire hydrants. But instead of seeing it as a disaster, he saw it as a land grab opportunity. And thank God for this beautiful specimen right here, Spencer Pratt, because Spencer has been coming after him with receipts. That's right, Spencer found out that fire aid money that they raised, none of it went to the victims. Apparently is not a first for Mr. Newsom. And instead of fixing or addressing the problem, what does he do? He's trying to silence him with a law banning any social media accounts speaking against the government to get shut down. So if you're in Cali, make sure you veto SB 771. That shit is garbage. This is not the United Kingdom. You will not bring that bullshit over here. The reason Gavin's doing all these late night shows is because he's auditioning. Oh yes, he wants to be like President Trump so bad. Fake alpha energy, the slick lines, the hand gestures like he's at a rave. President Trump built businesses. He built a brand. He built a movement and then became president. And what did Gavin build? Well, he built the homeless capital of America. And I'll leave you with this. If you let this man run this country, he'll screw it just like he did his best friend's wife. Now I want to hear from you guys. Are you buying what this snake oil salesman is selling? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, love you guys.
Peace.
This is Savannah Hernandez in front of the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France, because I've been covering the illegal immigration crisis in the United States over the last 4 years, but I wanted to come to Europe to check out how the crisis is going over here. Now, a lot of people will take you in front of the Eiffel Tower to highlight the immigration crisis, but we actually have been through various parts of Paris, and to be quite honest with you guys, this crisis is a lot worse than I even expected it to be. Now, I was looking at some of the numbers, and you have about 400,000 to 500,000 both legal and illegal migrants coming into France every single year. And as you are walking around various suburbs of Paris, you very much see that. Now, first impressions of Paris. There is graffiti on every single beautiful building as you are driving from both North Paris into the heart of the city. On top of that, the city isn't the cleanest, I'll be quite honest with you guys. It's pretty stinky, lots of trash. You are very much seeing the results of the migrant crisis on every single street corner. I mean, everywhere we've gone, every single street, you are seeing African migrants. There are also various parts of Paris in which the French people and the French culture is absolutely nowhere to be seen. We are talking entire neighborhoods, entire cultural enclaves in which you are not seeing the French or their culture represented at all. And again, I wanted to come here because we are seeing the exact same thing mirrored in the United States of America. And similar to the United States, the media is absolutely covering up what is going on over here. The government is watering down a lot of those numbers. Now, I've been talking to a lot of local journalists, and similar to the US, they state that, of course, the media is completely watering down what is going on over here, going so far as to change the name of migrants when crimes are committed, so that way there isn't any bad sentiment in the public view towards migrants. You also have, of course, a large uptick in stabbings, in sexual assaults related to migrants, and the French women and the French men who try to bring light to this are told that they are racist, that they are fascist for trying to highlight these issues. So again, wanted to come on the street and not only show you the front of the Eiffel Tower, because a lot of people always come to this location. What else is going on throughout Paris? What else is going on throughout France? Because this issue is way more pervasive than anything that I was expecting to see, and it was, to be quite honest with you, pretty shocking. So we're going to be reporting Frontlines TPUSA on the ground in Europe, highlighting the illegal and legal immigration crisis and showing you the impacts to the culture, to the people, and what is really going on here, what's being hidden from the world, and how French culture is being impacted.
You have a right to be here?
Yes, I believe anybody has a right to movement wherever they want.
So you would get rid of all borders?
Yes.
So when you land from an international flight at JFK Airport, no passport checks?
Nope.
Thank you for so bluntly telling us your view.
I'm a dirty commie, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, that would be my third question. What is your definition of socialism?
Well, in the theoretical, the abstract, or the practical?
Take your pick.
So socialism, as written by Marx, is when the workers own the means of production. In the actual practical, it's when a small group of very powerful, pernicious people are able to control the rest of the population under the guise of helping the many, when in reality it helps the few, and you get dictatorship, murder, and slaughter, and the revolution never actually comes.
Okay.
It ends in 100 million people dead over the last 100 years.
What about American companies that function as worker cooperatives, which are effectively socialism in practice?
That is partially some of the tenets of Marx. Of course it is, like Publix grocery stores in Florida.
Okay, so you're in favor of worker cooperatives then?
Yeah, if it's done voluntarily, that's the key.
Yeah, exactly.
Voluntarily.
I would agree.
For example, in a church, if you go to a church and everyone says we're going to go share this meal, that's a voluntary cooperation. But socialism is not hinged on voluntarism. It's using a gun. It's by force you must be part of this. By force you must give us your money. By force you're going to be part of our cooperative. Voluntarism is something we all support. It's when you start to use the heavy hand of the state that we start to object.
I agree. I'm not here to defend Cuba, China, the USSR, or any of that.
Or Vietnam, or
no.
Laos, or Cambodia,
or
Rhodesia, or Zimbabwe.
So basically, if we can agree that voluntary worker ownership of the means of production.
Crying harder. Crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder. crime harder. Trump is your president.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, catch exclamation point.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the Senate! We are at war!
We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
But you can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high.
No. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets.
It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist! You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish his term.
Yes, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. Just saying. There will be news sometime. Just so you know, there will be news.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.